Washington Pod presents Earl Nightingale.
We know that one of the most valuable attributes an adult can have is persistence. And a DePaul University psychologist, Dr. Glenn D. Jensen, has found that the best way to develop persistence in a child is to permit him to fail regularly. When we see a young child trying to do something and finding it difficult, and realizing how simply we can help him finish what he's trying to do, we have an almost overwhelming impulse to give him a hand. If we do this too often, it can be a mistake. In the tests conducted by Dr. Jensen, youngsters aged 3 to 9 years were tested in a room equipped with levers and knobs. They learn after a few minutes that twisting one of them will produce marbles, which will be exchanged for pennies. Now, some of the children are purposely spoiled, get marbles every time they twist the knobs. Others get marbles only after a number of knob twists. Then Jensen cuts off the marbles entirely and begins measuring the children's persistence. Now, white rats also are used in the experiments. The psychologist divides the white rats into 2 groups, those to be spoiled with kindness and those to be disappointed. Now, those to be spoiled are placed in a small cell with a single bar, which, when pressed, produces a tiny pellet of food. The second group finds it harder to come by. The first time they press the bar, it produces, but the next pellet comes only after 5 presses. Then this is raised by geometric progression to 10, 20, 40, 80, and 160. The graphs show that the spoiled rats lose heart quickly when they discover that they will not get food each time. But the frequently disappointed rats keep at it. It seems that the reaction of the children is just about the same as that of the rats, which all goes to prove what you probably knew already, that a life full of rewards is less a spur to sticking with the job than if it's interlaced with disappointment. When asked if young humans act like laboratory animals in these tests, the university said the answer seems to be yes. So it would appear then that the wise mother or father is not the one who says, "Here, let me help you with that," but instead understands the importance of failure. Failure keeps us trying. Easy success tends to cause us to give up the first time that we're faced with a job that takes persistence. Now, this is probably why the most popular sports and games are those most difficult to master. This must be why millions of men go back to golf each year, knowing that it's one of the most difficult games to get good at. The same would apply to the universal popularity of tennis, bridge, marriage, politics, and statesmanship. But the purpose in my mentioning these tests with youngsters and white rats, if you can forget the invidious comparison, is that we need to fail if we're to develop persistence. And maybe we shouldn't be so quick to give the kids a hand when they find themselves stumped on a problem.